Here's something nobody tells you about being everyone's favorite person. It's absolutely exhausting. You wake up every morning and immediately start managing other people's emotions, carefully avoiding conflict and making sure everyone around you feels comfortable. Sound familiar? We've turned people pleasing into a sophisticated art form. We'll spend 20 minutes crafting the perfect text message to avoid any possible misunderstanding. But we can't spend 2 minutes asking ourselves what we actually want for lunch. It's like being a human chameleon, except chameleons actually know they're green underneath. Here's the uncomfortable truth that's going to challenge everything you think you know about being a good person. People pleasing doesn't actually please people. Think about the people you respect most in your life. Are they the ones constantly agreeing with you, never rocking the boat, always accommodating your every whim? Or are they the ones who challenge you, speak their truth, and show up authentically, even when it's uncomfortable? Exactly. The people-pleasing trap convinces us that accommodation equals love, that keeping everyone comfortable is the same as caring for them. But what we're really doing is robbing others of the chance to know and love our real selves. We're so busy being who we think others want that we forget being ourselves is actually less work and infinitely more rewarding. Right now, you probably have at least 3 situations where you're saying yes when you mean no, smiling when you're frustrated, or agreeing when you actually disagree. We've all been conditioned to believe that being nice means never making anyone uncomfortable. But authentic relationships require honest communication. That moment when you realize you've been living someone else's Pinterest board instead of your own life, complete with the anxiety about whether the aesthetic is you enough. Chapter 1. The Selfless-Selfish Paradox. Wait, what if I told you that the most selfless people in the world are those who admit to living for themselves? I know that sounds completely backwards, but stay with me here because this is going to change how you think about service forever. Think about the people who've had the biggest positive impact on your life. Were they trying to please you, constantly seeking your approval, molding themselves to fit your expectations? Or were they being authentically themselves? The teacher who changed your perspective, the friend who told you hard truths, the leader who inspired you to be better. They weren't performing for your approval. They were living from their authentic center. Here's the paradox that will flip your understanding upside down. When you live for yourself authentically, you automatically serve others better. It's like the difference between a flashlight with dying batteries, desperately trying to light up a room, versus a fully charged one that effortlessly illuminates everything around it. People pleasing is actually a subtle form of control. We accommodate others because we want them to like us, stay with us, approve of us, validate us. But authentic living says, I'm going to be genuinely myself, honor my truth, and trust that the right people will appreciate that. It's terrifying because it requires actual courage, instead of just being agreeable. The most generous thing you can do for the world is show others what authentic living looks like. When you stop performing and start being real, you give everyone around you permission to do the same. Think about someone you deeply respect. They probably challenge you more than they accommodate you. We live in a culture that celebrates nice people, but we're actually starving for real people. We'll defend our favorite pizza toppings more passionately than our core values, then wonder why our lives feel empty. Chapter 2. The Cup Overflow Principle. You know how on airplanes they tell you to put your own oxygen mask on first before helping others? There's profound wisdom in that instruction that applies to every single area of life. Here's the cup overflow principle that will change how you think about generosity. Fill your own cup first, so it naturally overflows onto the people you love. When your cup is empty, you have nothing authentic to give. You end up giving from resentment, obligation, manipulation, or desperation rather than genuine abundance. It's funny how we'll charge our phones religiously every single night, but run ourselves on 2% emotional battery and wonder why we're irritable with everyone. Living authentically means paying close attention to what fills your cup versus what drains it, then making conscious, intentional choices about where you invest your precious energy. This isn't about becoming selfish or self-centered. It's about becoming sustainably generous. When you take care of yourself first, you show up as the best possible version of yourself for others. You give from overflow rather than emptiness, from choice rather than compulsion, from love rather than fear. The people who truly love you actually want your cup to be full. They don't want you sacrificing yourself for their temporary comfort. They want you thriving so you can contribute your unique gifts to the world. And if someone in your life gets upset when you start taking care of yourself, that tells you everything you need to know about the relationship. Notice how much better you treat others when you've had enough sleep, eaten well, and done something you genuinely enjoy. Self-care isn't selfish. It's responsible preparation for showing up authentically in relationships. We know more about maintaining our cars than maintaining our emotional and spiritual well-being. Chapter 3. The Magnetic Energy Effect. Have you ever noticed how some people just seem effortlessly attractive? Not necessarily physically attractive, but there's something magnetic about their presence that draws you in. Here's their secret that nobody talks about. They've stopped placing the responsibility for their happiness onto other people. When you live for yourself authentically, you create this incredible attractive energy because you're not needy, demanding, manipulative, or desperately seeking validation. You're just genuinely yourself, completely comfortable in your own skin, and that confidence is absolutely magnetic. People pleasers actually repel others because there's an underlying transaction happening that everyone can sense. I'll make you comfortable if you'll approve of me. I'll agree with you if you'll like me. I'll sacrifice my preferences if you'll stay with me. It feels manipulative because it is manipulative. Authentic people are attractive because they're not trying to get anything from you. They're complete in themselves, sharing from abundance, rather than seeking to fill an internal void. It's like the difference between someone desperately trying to sell you something you don't want versus someone genuinely excited to share something valuable they've discovered. When you stop needing others to complete you, validate you, or make you happy, you become someone others naturally want to be around. You're no longer an emotional drain. You're an emotional contribution. Think about the people you most enjoy spending time with. They probably aren't constantly seeking your approval. Authentic confidence is attractive. Desperate people-pleasing is exhausting. We're attracted to people who seem comfortable in their own skin, yet we spend most of our time trying to climb out of ours. Chapter 4. Permission to be yourself. Here's the permission slip you've been waiting for. You have complete permission to be yourself. Not the version others want, but the real, beautifully imperfect you. Most of us wait for someone else to give permission for preferences, opinions, boundaries. But here's what nobody tells you. You're the only one who can grant that permission. Living authentically means recognizing you have authority over your own life. You decide what you like, value, how you spend time. It's terrifying because it means responsibility, but incredibly freeing. We'll research restaurants for 20 minutes, but pick life paths because they sound nice to others. What if you made decisions based on what's true for you? This doesn't mean becoming inconsiderate. It means becoming genuinely considerate, considering your authentic self as part of the equation. When you honor your true self, you can show up authentically instead of performing a role. You probably ask permission where you're the only authority that matters. Chapter 5. The Individual Mission Discovery. Each person is given a mission uniquely different from all others. Your specific combination of experiences and perspectives creates contribution only you can make. But if you're busy being who others want, your unique mission gets buried under expectations and people-pleasing. It's like having a rare instrument that could create beautiful music, but keeping it locked away because you're afraid others might not like the sound. Your authenticity isn't just about you. It's what you're here to contribute. The world needs your specific way of seeing, thinking, creating. When you live inauthentically, you deprive everyone of what only you can offer. Think about people who've influenced you most. They weren't trying to be like everyone else. They were courageously being themselves, and that authenticity made their impact possible. Living for yourself means honoring the unique mission you're here to fulfill. Following your passion, using your strengths for best return on time and energy. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. There are problems only you can solve with your specific experiences and insights. Join our YouTube membership for exclusive perks like early access to scripts, input on future topics about productivity, and connect with a like-minded community that gets it. Click join below and let's build your easier, more intentional life together. Chapter 6. Boundaries as Bridges. Let's talk about the most misunderstood relationship concept, boundaries. Most think boundaries are walls, but healthy boundaries are bridges creating deeper connection. When you clearly communicate limits and needs, you eliminate relationship guesswork. Instead of people wondering what you're thinking or feeling, they know where they stand. Boundaries create space where authentic relationship can flourish. When you say no to what doesn't align, your yes becomes meaningful and trustworthy. We'll set clear boundaries with Wi-Fi passwords, but struggle with emotional energy. Learning to say, that doesn't work for me, isn't mean. It's honest communication serving everyone involved. The most loving thing you can do is be clear about who you are and what you need. This allows others to love the real you instead of a performance and models healthy self-respect. Boundaries aren't selfish. They're the foundation of mutual respect. Your healthiest relationships probably have the clearest boundaries. Chapter 7. The Choice Responsibility Revolution. Here's a truth that will liberate or make you uncomfortable. Almost everything that happens to us is a result of our choices. Even as victims of circumstance, we're choosing how to respond, what to focus on, what meaning to create. This isn't about blame, it's about power. When you accept complete responsibility, you reclaim power to change your life. No more waiting for others to make you happy or create the life you want. We'll spend more time choosing Netflix shows than choosing how to respond to life's challenges. But every moment, you're making choices about what to think, believe, focus on, and how to act. Viktor Frankl discovered this in concentration camps. Even in extreme circumstances, we retain power to choose our response. When you embrace this responsibility, you become unstoppable because your happiness no longer depends on external conditions. Look at any area you want to change. You'll find choices you can make right now. Chapter 8. Emotional Energy Management. Think of yourself as CEO of your emotional energy. Like a good CEO audits resource investment. Track what drains versus energizes your authentic self. Most people are emotionally bankrupt because they invest energy in depleting rather than restoring activities. We obsess over phone battery, but ignore emotional battery, then wonder why we're exhausted. Here's your audit. What activities and people leave you feeling more like yourself versus less like yourself? What restores authenticity versus makes you feel like you're performing? Living for yourself means being strategic about emotional resource investment. When you feel drained, ask, what do I fear right now? What can I do for more certainty? Usually emotional drain comes from trying to control things outside your influence. Your body constantly gives information about what aligns with your authentic self. Chapter 9. Authentic Communication Mastery. Here's the skill that transforms every relationship. Speaking your truth with love and respect. Most think they must choose between honest and kind, but authentic communication is both. Communication effectiveness is measured by feedback you get, not intentions. If people consistently misunderstand or get defensive, the communication needs adjustment. Authentic communication starts with honesty about what you're thinking and feeling. Then finding ways to express truth that serve the relationship rather than just venting emotions. Here's the framework. Know your truth. Speak it with care. Let others have their reaction without trying to control it. Your most satisfying conversations probably involve someone speaking honestly about what mattered to them. Chapter 10. Present Moment Authenticity Practice. Here's where authenticity gets practical. Living for yourself is a moment-by-moment practice of staying connected to your true self in real time. Most live in autopilot, reacting from old patterns rather than responding authentically. Mindfulness transforms your relationship with yourself because it creates space between stimulus and response. Throughout your day, practice checking in. How am I feeling right now? What do I actually need? Am I acting from authenticity or habit? These micro moments of awareness compound into authentic living. We'll check our phone 50 times daily, but rarely check in with ourselves. What if you treated your inner state with the same attention as social media notifications? Present moment authenticity means catching yourself when people pleasing or disconnecting from truth. The goal isn't perfection, it's awareness. Each moment you recognize inauthenticity is a moment to choose differently. Use creative self-care as emotional regulation: music, writing, photos, movement. These aren't luxuries, they're tools for staying connected to your authentic self. Right now, notice what you're actually feeling and thinking. That's present moment authenticity. Here's what happens when you commit to living for yourself. Your authenticity creates a ripple effect touching everyone around you. By being genuinely yourself, you give others permission to do the same. Your unique mission can only be fulfilled through authenticity. The problems you're meant to solve, people you're meant to reach, contributions you're meant to make, none happen if you're busy being someone else. Living for yourself, paradoxically, becomes the greatest gift to others. When you fill your cup first, you have something real to pour out. When you honor your truth, you show others what courage looks like. Growth comes from discomfort, and authenticity requires courage. But the discomfort of living authentically is temporary. The regret of not living authentically lasts forever. You are here for a reason. Your specific combination of experiences and perspectives creates value only you can bring. Stop waiting for permission. Stop seeking approval. Stop trying to be perfect. Start being real. Start honoring your truth. Start living the life that's actually yours. The world needs you, not the version everyone else wants, but the real, authentic, courageously imperfect you. Your authenticity is your gift to the world. And hey, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Also, let me know your thoughts on what I just shared. Oh, and there's more. I've just started a Patreon to help support these videos and connect with you more directly. Check out the link in the description if you'd like to join.